Is credit score important in 2025? Short answer, absolutely yes it is. Now, depending on who you are and what situation you are in, this could be good news for you and this could be not so good news for you. But in this video, I just want to do a quick refresh and reminder of how credit score impacts the home buying process, the requirements of it on the lower end, and how it can benefit you on the higher end, and just different aspects of credit score that you should know about as a home buyer if you haven't gone through this process before. Once again though, if you don't know me, I am Noah Cochran, a real estate agent here in Columbia, Missouri, Central Missouri, just here trying to provide information to folks who may be looking to move here, buy homes here, or just somewhere in Missouri. I would always love to provide that information to you. So if you have any more questions about this topic or any other topic, feel free to reach out to me. I would love to be of assistance. Now, let's jump right into credit score. So most folks kind of get the general idea of what credit score is, but essentially banks, lending officers are looking at your borrowing history and judging you based on that borrowing history to come up with a score based on several different parameters to determine how willing they are to provide you a loan, or if they are providing you a loan, how good of a deal they are going to give you. Now, if you don't have any credit or borrowing history, other things do impact it, like just paying bills, utility bills, things like that can actually impact it. However, if you have actually zero borrowing history, credit history, this will actually impact your credit score negatively. I know folks who have never used a credit card, never really taken out much of a loan or anything, and they don't really have much of a credit history. This alone does negatively impact your credit score. I'm just going to quickly go over the different things that impact that credit score. So again, one is credit history, but then the other is credit utilization. And that means, let's say you have a credit card and they offer you $2K a month. If you're using that $2K a month every month, then that is actually a bad thing for your credit. You don't want to be utilizing a high percentage of that maximum borrowing capacity. And lastly, or at least the last major factor in your credit score, and this is definitely the biggest impactor in your credit score, and that is, are you paying off your bills, your credit card bills on time? If you're not, that will very much negatively impact. If you have any missed payments or outstanding payments, anything like that, if you're having to pay interest because you're not paying it off fully each month, you will lose a lot of credit score due to that. So those are just some big factors real quick upfront, again, for everybody who needs a refresher, that will negatively impact your credit score. Now let's go into how does this impact you as a home buyer having a worse credit score or a better credit score. So firstly are the minimum requirements. Now for conventional and VA loans, it's typically around the 600, 620 mark. Now for FHA, they can go much lower, down to the 500 mark, or if you're wanting a lower down payment percentage, that 3.5%, you will have to go up to around 580 instead. Now, having said that, these base requirements can be flexible depending on your exact situation, depending on your bank. And there are many other lenders, lending opportunities that can overcome this barrier of meeting those minimum requirements. Now, if you don't meet those minimum requirements, I definitely highly recommend that you try to, at the very least, get your credit score up to those levels, because if you try to circumvent those levels or go lower than that, again, there are ways, I'm not saying that, and some folks just aren't in a situation where they can or have the time to increase that credit score they really need to buy right now, whatever it may be. But if you can, do, because going lower will have you worse and worse effect on interest rates, deals you will get on loans. Now, on the other end, you might be asking, well, hey, I have a great credit score. Does this help me in the home buying process? And the answer is absolutely yes, it does. The higher your credit score is, in most places, in most situations, the better deal you will get on your loan, meaning lower interest rates on that loan. Specifically, sometimes you'll also get other perks on there, but mostly you'll get lower interest rates on that loan. Now, this peaks at about 740 or 760 depending on your bank. So in other words, if you go like to 800, that's not going to really be any better than 760 credit score in most cases. But again, if you are up near that 740 or 760 level, this is going to be very beneficial for you. Will save you, again, lots of money over the life of that loan. Now, lastly, one important thing I should mention as a reminder is that credit score is by no means the only factor in the loan and lending process. It has to do with income history and many other smaller things. A good lending officer, which if you're looking for one here in Columbia, I would love to recommend some folks. I know many good, reliable ones that their goal is to provide this information to you, so it's very clear to you in that buying process exactly what your costs are going to be, what your loan's going to look like, what deals you're going to get, how you can increase that deal on that loan, how you can improve your credit score, whatever it may be. So if you're looking for a lending agent, please do reach out to me and I will try to recommend you someone. Or if you know someone else here in Columbia that has gone through this process here, just ask them to find a lending agent that they can trust and is very reliable and is there to help and provide you that information. But again, there are many factors in that lending process, not just credit score, but credit score is still a big factor in 2025, and it will be for many years to come. So if you do have the ability to improve your credit score, I would highly recommend doing so, because this can save you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in the years to come. I hope that video was of some help to you if you're looking to buy a home in the near future or looking at the lending process. Again, if you have any questions about this or the scene of the market here in Columbia and Central Missouri, please do give me a call, shoot me a text, show up out of nowhere. I would always love to be of assistance in any matter that I can. Until next time though, y'all have a good one.